I am currently streaming. See if sound and everything. Hello, hello, hello. 1, 2, 3. I personally had my problem.
Uh, s- Seems like it's okay. Sounds good.
I think it's okay. I think it's okay. Then do we want that do we want that one I had left?
Yeah, sure.
Hear me? Sound okay?
Yep. Yep. Everything sounds fine.
Yep.
Right. Oh, okay. One of the earbuds, so I can actually hear you well on my computer. Okay, so everybody, welcome back to Goblin Town.
Woohoo!
I hope everyone's having a good weekend. We are going to be this evening without Dagmar. We will sort of.
Sorry, everybody. Dagmar drowned.
You were on a boat for 2 weeks, and she didn't drown then. I don't know why she would drown now. Vicious.
Tony drowned her. 'Twas murder. Probably.
I just changed it a little bit. I wanted to make that. Like her tinier. I'm gonna go over the notes. Let's see, on our last episode, Survival at Sea, the wine-colored blessings. Let's see, stress of on to Gradoll. Oh yeah, Gradoll, you read those books. You guys had some issues with rations. There was you were reduced to eating just dry oatmeal. Rats had gone. We were able to make do with some of Gradoll's help. Janera saw a pod of dolphins. Don't forget that inspiration die. So the next thing you do, it'll be because you were inspired by those dolphins. Dagmar fed a donut Tony the Bobcat against everyone's better judgment. You guys were able to get to Tobic City real quick. You got some veggies to fight off scurvy. The winds, favorable winds continue to get, and they helped get you to the city of White Sands very quickly. And here you are. You are now in. All right. Any questions about what happened last?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I have a question. We're here for the day, is that right?
Well, you have disembarked from the. You're here, but. Remember, you. So remember that you are down here, right here, at where the yellow line ends. That red circle. Now you have to figure your way to get up northwest, northwest there, and
That's
find your way
right.
to
Okay.
Seattle.
All right.
You don't actually have a path yet. You have to figure that out right now. You're in the city of White. You can walk there. You can swim up the river. Maybe if you flap your arms really fast, you can fly. I'm not sure. You'll have to figure.
Are we actually in the city right now, or are we just close to the city?
No. You got off. You got off already. The captain said goodbye to you. You are now in the city of White.
So we don't have the ship anymore at all, right?
No, that ship is
Got it.
unloading, and
Ship
they are
is
heading
sailed?
back.
Is that
to,
what you're saying?
Yeah, they're gonna head back to. Now I'm forgetting the city name. They're heading back to a Clarg.
So the ship
It
has
sounds
sailed.
like literally. So it sounds like we need to find an inn and then ask locals, are there caravans going north or another riverboat? Because it looks like there's a river. So let's go to town, so to speak.
Sounds
Wow, we're
good.
just full of the jokes today.
If we're just on sort of on the outskirts of the city, can I sort of look around and see what I see? Check, take in the character of the city, that sort of thing.
And I forgot to upload. Okay. So the city of White Sands. This is basically everything just runs along the river. Actually. Okay, so the city actually, this whole area is a lot drier than what you had before. So as you go more and more inland, it's just drier and drier and drier and drier. So everything just around the river, everything has to stick close to the river as a water source. So the city stretches kind of long, and then basically, just the outside of any settlements are farmlands and fields that take advantage of the river water, have irrigation ditches and causeways, help move the water over to the side to flood some of the flatter land.
It's kind of like a, well, Redall would know this, but it's kind of like a Nile River situation where Redland and Blackland, where you have the fertile area that right next to the river where it floods and irrigation goes out, and then it's just desert all the rest of the area. He said out of character.
What color is the sand here?
It's supposed to be white.
But
The
is
name of the
it?
city.
Yeah, but is it?
Yeah, it's.
Okay. All
Well,
right. I'm just making sure they're not false advertising.
Well, this is not a Greenland Iceland situation, guys. I don't think we.
I just needed to make sure, okay? You never know these
That would
days.
be funny if the sands were black.
Listen, people can be deceptive. I have to look out for us.
That's a good question.
So there's a lot of granite in the. So I guess what will it be? There'll be a lot of granite, a lot of limestone in the hill. That comes washing down on the river.
Lovely.
So what you do know is that this area is actually back to the world map. But anyways, basically there's a long corridor that runs north and south that is mostly these kind of hobgoblin polities, hobgoblin kingdoms, hobgoblin city. And they are ruled by tyrants. There's a hobgoblin tyrant here. And you do know that if you want to roll a history check, you can do a history check to have know more, but that's general knowledge that you know. Everything here is going to be different, like Hobgoblin Kingdom. White Sands is one of them. And again, like, this is a big trading area, so it's a lot of money. Find lots of things, lots of things, and lots of people. Genera history. You are a hobgoblin, so you know a little bit more than everybody. I'm assuming that hobgoblin thing. That is
You
you.
should know Hobgoblin.
Oh yeah, because they all freaking know each other. Is that it?
Exactly.
Wow. Oh, okay. I didn't realize we were gonna have that kind of session tonight.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna message you. So actually, wait. The pull. I had. Yeah, I need to make sure I get the. I spent so much time, or I spent I actually like trying to figure out some of the sounds of the Goblin language, so I stuck a butter knives in my mouth. Be like, okay, what sounds can they make or not make with stupid tusks?
Oh my god.
Just
I
keep
wanted to
on
see a
digging
video
that
of that.
grave. Keep on digging that.
Panera. You know something? It's still sort of generic. I'm gonna. So as you be there, can you see the map?
Yeah.
All right, so there you go. So there's a map for the city, and you can see that it's very elongated. It runs along the. So at this, so you guys traveled up the river, saw some things, and you're basically getting dropped off at about this area here, around there. And then the two big rectangles are the giant statues, like horses.
Now that we're a little closer, can we kind of see a little better what the material of the arch is made of? Because we just saw it was this black-like material, but we weren't sure what it was.
Well, I mean, if you guys, you can walk along the, you can walk along the path. You can get closer to it, but I mean, the scale of it means you can never quite get that close, right? I mean, these suckers are, let's see. Uh, so you're talking like this here is 20 feet. So from here to here, like the ground, what's that? That's like 150 feet at least. They're pretty high up, man.
No, it's okay. We can save it for another time.
You can climb it if you. Check.
I think I'm good.
Sure.
Yes, I'm sure.
All right. So, anyways, you are dropped off in the docks area. So coming up the river, you pass a lot of old stone ruins, sort of sticking out of the mud. Some of the shallower bits of the river delta. As you're eventually, you get to more well-constructed docks and like wooden docks. Clear that this is where it's closer to the main part flow of the river, so you can get deeper. People are unloading, and you see a lot of trading companies, warehouses. You see also a watchtower nearby, and all the sort of hustle and bustle of people going about their business for. Some of the houses around, they're quite clearly like shanty towns, just sort of built around the docks. But there's you notice a few like larger stone houses kind of sticking out of the. Back to them. Okay, and so you can. So, most of this area here are the trading areas, docks, and things like that. As you come up, you can see that the neighborhoods get nicer and it's more residential and like offices way. Little shrines and temples, and then some of what seem the fancier houses are out here, and the statues. Can't quite see what's back here because the hill is covering it. Here's the other statue, and then in the distance you see what here looks kind of like a bridge or something, sort of road. That's about as much as down here. You're in town. You're in City White Sands.
Looking around at the different people around, what kind of impressions do I get in terms of the general attitude of people? The thing I'm sort of concerned about is if there is a tyrant rolling over this area. Is there any need for us to be concerned about our safety? That sort of. Like, are we getting stares as we're walking through the street? Stuff like that.
Okay. Okay. So all the areas right next to the river are fairly flat, right? Because it's river. Everything that's kind of a lighter color, those are rocks. They're up out of the ground, right? So since they stick up above the floodplain, they end up being drier and they're more rocky. So most of the houses, all the structures, are built on kind of like step layers. So there's a flat kind of layer that's next to the river, and then a little bit up from that, there's another layer that goes up a little bit, up like 8-10 feet, flat for a little bit with all the houses and buildings on, and then another layer above that. But there's only about 3 layers, maybe 4 layers as you move away from the river. And most of those, yeah. So that's how that goes as it goes away from the river. That's kind of how I try to do it. How I kind of try to on some of the sketching it. There's kind of layers as it goes away from. So the roofs are a lot of like bright colors, with blues and reds and yellows. Last time I mentioned Minoan architecture, like on the island of Nos. So that's sort of feel to it. Because this is a drier area besides what outside of the river.
Pretty.
I have a question.
Go for it.
Who from the ship is no longer on the ship and with us? So, like, did anybody come with us when we disembarked? Like, do we still have our glorious, valiant pig with us?
So the pig is... okay. The pig will join you. I'm trying to think. I can't remember the exact speech or explanation that. So Daintyfoot is on some sort of mission, and I believe I can't remember if. Okay. Daintyfoot's mission does not have to include you, but it can. She's willing to follow you, and don't forget Madison Fartknocker is also with you. But otherwise, everybody else from the boat is, doing boaty. Or Bodie McBoat.
Noted.
And as we're seeing people, are we getting any indications in terms of general attitude? Like, is anybody staring at us like we're strangers, or I just want to get the general vibe in terms of
roll an insight.
Roll
an insight. And you get
sir.
And you get a penalty if you watch too much Dateline.
26.
Try to say. Where are you? Okay.
Well, this is good. He seems to care about us, and there are a lot of traders and travelers down here at the docks, and it's good that people are too busy working to care. If there's life in a city with a tyrant in charge was that bad, we'd be able to tell on people's faces, at least somewhat, I think. So that's good news.
Okay. So, what do you guys want to do first here at the city?
I don't know. Do we want to try to explore those arches and things, or do we want to get a room at an inn? Try to get information.
When we were dropped off, was it early in the day or late at night? Or
Oh no, this is still like early morning, mid morning, right? Because remember the night before, you decided to anchor just within the mouth of the river. Because to sail to here, it would have been too late. You would have decided to do it first thing in the morning. Bar, first thing in the morning, ready to go, bright and early.
Let's explore.
Sounds good to me. I'm always down for a little exploring.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Flash forward like 2 sessions later, and the town's in flames.
It's made of stone; it won't burn that much. Burn that badly.
But
Where's the mayor of this town, and does he own a pig?
I think we're all interested in that black rock, right?
Yeah. Although either that, or we start a trend where we raid every single mayor's office of every town we go to, but only if they have a pig we can kidnap.
Yeah, let's go kidnap the mayor's favorite pet. Let's go.
I mean, we do need something to bring back for Jagmar's tribe. So
True.
That's true.
Hey, like if you want, like that there. So that there is that's like the biggest, fanciest building. So you can assume that that's the governor's mansion or the tyrant's mansion. Tyrant's palace, the palace, right? Okay. Gotta get all my terms straight.
if we were to do that, though, we would have to be extremely careful because we're not dealing with just a goblin that wears multiple hats. We're dealing with yeah.
That was honestly just a joke. The fact that the rest of you thought that was a serious suggestion really disturbs me quite a bit.
What have we become?
I'm not one to question your methods, everybody. This is, guys.
Well, as we get closer and closer to the city, do we see any interesting shops or landmarks or like
Okay.
cool areas?
Okay, so
that
you're heading in
happen
the
to-
general direction of the horses. Okay. So as you walk along, okay, so back to the map. Right, so you're walking, I assume, along the main drag here. That's what those white lines there. Those are the main avenues that kind of thread through this. So as you're walking along, you pass by a temple and you notice that the roof is blue and white and yellow. You're passing by all of the small houses that are built from reeds, driftwood, maybe a little bit of a rusted metal, bits and pieces. You walk past some inns. You walk past an inn called the Drowned Mermaid. You pass another one called the Flying Bugbear. And as you're coming up to getting past some of those things, right, the houses are getting nicer. They're getting bigger. They're getting prettier. And you notice that almost the vast majority of people here are hobgoblins. It's like 80% hobgoblins, and then let me map that I got myself. I gotta let it load. Okay. Okay, so you do have some specklings of dwarves and goblins. But that's like the majority of it. So it's like 80% hobgoblin, 5% goblin, 5% dwarves, and then what's that? A little bit more like that, and like the last 10% or whatever is a mix of elves, orcs. It's this is technically still winter, I think. I think at this point this is probably late winter. But because of but the climate here is much warmer here. Yeah, we're just gonna pretend this is Las Vegas area, New Mexico. So, but at a low elevation, so it's much warmer. No high desert here. So you can see people dressed in like white cotton dresses and tunics. Some of them are wrapped in blankets over the shoulders, as everyone's. You can see that the palace or whatever is on top of the back of one of the horses, and you can see that the terracing effect has to go up several levels as it makes its way up to the palace. Once you get to about here and you look out, you can see that this here is some sort of causeway, and that actually there's a little bit of the water actually flows underneath it, and then there's kind of a shallow flooding as it goes that way. See that there's veggies growing. And you can see over this way is actually some fortifications. Looks like a fort, walls, sort of garrison and watchtowers out there. And flying flags.
Do we recognize any like any sort of pattern on the flags? Is it associated with any sort of given polity of which
Well, you're assuming it's a you're assuming it's the city flag.
What does the design look like?
As
he said, putting the DM directly on the spot.
This is Hobgoblin. I hadn't actually thought of one, but you know what? Let's make it look like the Green Day. I can't remember the one where it's holding the heart, but the heart's a grenade. But no, we're just gonna do like a heart holding a grenade, just like gripping it and blood spurting out.
That would be the American Idiot album.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Great album.
Thanks to our new sponsor, Green Day.
Well, very relevant for these times.
Yes.
Does the
Everybody do the propaganda.
So does the causeway go across the river?
No. What it is that lighter color road, that is the causeway. It runs parallel to the river. So what happens is you can see that they're diverting some of the river water off to the side. It goes under the causeway and then it floods the area. That's why you notice that large greener area that sort of fades into the desert area around it. That's the flooded lake.
Okay,
And
got it.
they are growing. They're growing lettuce, parsley, lentils, chickpeas, fava beans, onions, garlic, radishes, grapes, watermelon, olive, apple, and pomegranate.
Ooh, my little vegetarian heart is bursting.
How are you supposed to grow meat in the field?
That's what goats are for.
What?
Just for that, everyone is drying meat from their the eaves of their house.
No, it's okay.
So, just as a question, from where we are in the city, I do see on your map that sort of large mountain to the northeast of the city. Are we able to see that from down where we are?
Okay, because at this point you're only around about this area right here. So this part here seems to look like a fort. Like it's basically some sort of fort built into the side of this rocky area here. But this area over here, you can't see it, right? That's past all of the city and past this white hill here. Can't see that yet. You might be able to catch glimpses of this here, and this just seems to be more city. There doesn't seem to be mostly it's but it's sandwiched between like this is a hill, this is the hill, the hill, and so it's basically this flatter land funnels the buildings. This is what you can see.
I guess I'm just curious, like, if if we're going to find an offering for Dagmar's people, we're running pretty low on funds at this point, so we might want to look around for a job.
True.
Yeah.
So how do you want to do this? You want to go to a tavern and just see if there's a bulletin board, like a Craigslist that you can grab something? Or do you want to present yourselves to the tyrant and get something for you?
I mean, we have a bard that can entertain people.
Okay, hold on. Depends on which scenario you want me to entertain. Okay, let's be real here. I don't take too many requests.
Just drop your hat on the ground and people will start filling it with money.
Yeah.
I'd recommend, here's the thing. Out of character now, I would recommend the tavern because maybe it's a little on the nose. And again, might be a hobgoblin thing, but I don't want to do any kind of job for an orange tyrant right now.
How do you know he's orange? How do you know he's orange?
Yeah, how do you know he's orange?
We're making assumptions and they're probably correct.
I mean, he's certainly got a tan of some sort.
Yeah, spray on.
Right?
Okay, so just as a point of order, I did consult with a certain Dr. Ahmed on this. So I'm using tyrant as in the archaic Greek sense as a title, right? So technically no connotation involved, but yeah, you could probably assume some things. Oh yeah, and I told her that if I ever run an ancient Greek themed D&D session, I will be the dungeon tyrant. So
Well, I kind of clued in when you were describing the palace up on the hill and described it as huge.
Well, it's up to you
I
guys.
don't know,
You figure it out. You're playing these
he,
characters.
tore
What
down
do
the
these characters
side
think?
of it. I don't know.
Oh my god.
So I don't know. Of the two inns that we passed, there was one called the Something Mermaid, and then the Falling Bugbear.
The Drowning Mermaid.
And
And
the
I would
Drowned
like the DM
Mermaid
to
and the
explain
Flying
how
Bugbear.
you drown a mermaid, please.
Yes.
It's up to you.
Did which one between the two of those that we saw, or any other inns on the way? Which one looked sort of like the nicest? Figure nicer inn. If they do have jobs, those might be the higher paying ones.
Oh wait. Okay. So I mean, like, I don't know what you guys are thinking.
For choosing one, I vote for Flying Mermaid or Drowning Mermaid.
Drowning mermaid.
I'm good with Drowning Mermaid because I'm curious.
Sleep on the street to save money. That's fair. We could go camping.
Did they both look nice, or did one sort of look like nicer than the other?
Okay, so you backtrack and then you're looking at the two inns, right? So there's no Yelp. There's no Yelp or TikTok for you to help to make this decision. So you're standing there, kind of walking back and forth, trying to decide. Okay. So as far as you can tell, the Flying Bugbear seems to be run by goblins. They're you can kind of tell because there seems to be like 2 or 3 or 4. They're kind of walking in and out and going from table to table as you're looking through the windows. You could see that the clientele is mostly hobgoblins. They seem to be just like everybody else, or like the general population. There's a sign, right? Like there's a sign of the Flying Bugbear, and then on the wall next to the sign, there's a mural sort of painted on the side of the building, and it shows like a bugbear sitting on top of a cloud. Cloud seems to be flying along. The building itself, seems to be in good working order, but you can tell like it's sort of been hobbled together over the course of years. Looks sturdy enough, looks fine enough. It's just funny, all together and funny. And you do notice that it's a building that's taller than most of the buildings. It would be like 40 feet high. Most of the other buildings you see here are 1 or 2 or maybe 3 stories, but this one actually is like 1 floor above almost everything else. Going to the other one, the Drowned Mermaid. The clientele seems to be again mostly hobgoblins, but you notice that there's a few more other races there. Not by much. Instead of being like 80-20, it's now like 60-40. In terms of a ratio for hobgoblins to everybody else. You can kind of peer in, and it has much more of a nautical theme to it. A lot of whites and blues painted on the walls, and then there's on the signboard for the Drowned Mermaid. You have a mermaid kind of lying on her back with her like arm over her eyes, kind of arched back over, as if she's lying or drowned, as it were. You're taking a guess. It seems to be run by an old man, an old human. And the building is much more plain. Like 2 stories tall. Seems to be more squarish, kind of more. The goblin one, it's louder, like more shouting, singing, kind of clinking of dishes. At the Drowned Mermaid, it still sounds like a regular restaurant, but it doesn't seem to be quite as rocking or as rowdy.
What do we think, folks? Do we want to go with your sort of initial instinct and go with the Drowned Mermaid? Or do we want to do the Flying Bugbear?
I mean, it's got more goblins in it, right? I don't know. Do we want raucous or quiet? We might fit. Well, I don't know. But then the quieter one has a more diverse clientele.
Well, the question is, which one are we more likely to potentially get information from? Right?
True. Yeah.
I feel like we can go more incognito at the louder one. But that's just my vote.
Yeah. Let's go to the louder one.
Well, the louder one is the Flying Bugbear. Is that right, TM?
Yeah.
Flying
We could definitely do that.
So I'm gonna
We
put
might
this
be able
here.
to.
Already chose.
Okay. Yuki.
Flying bug. Okay, so so it is, like, let's say 10 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock in the morning, okay? Because you spent at least a few hours walking about. Regardless, as you walk in, you can feel the whole building like seem to vibrate slightly, because people are stomping their feet in tune to a song, and you see that there are 2 goblins dancing on a table, mugs in the air, very much a la Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. Was it Mary and I don't remember who.
Pippin.
Pippin?
Mary and Pippin.
There you go.
Yeah. I like the vibe.
I can hear Dagmar screaming in the background. She's like, not the Ring Lords! I hate them!
Okay, then we shall make this the most Lord of the Rings themed episode ever, since we have that opportunity.
Excellent.
Another goblin sort of shouts at you, "I'll be right with you!" As they're sort of running from table to table and handing out the food. The food. I'm trying to think. Let me look up something real quick. I know you guys were eating a dried smelt, and actually, funny enough, I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just doing that to miss. But this smelt is a winter food, so it is fresh smelt. From the river delta and up in the river. So delicious. This actually happens to be what I had for lunch earlier. So if you'd like, there is tempura smelt available to you. Trying to think what would be a good winter fruit. You know. Yeah, I think we can do kumquats. We can do kumquats. Yeah, we can do kumquats. So some kumquats and some like a small what is it? Oranges. And so it smells like fried fish, citrus fruit, and a lot of rum in here. In here, so it is particularly crowded in here. So there's a lot of like layers. So the main floor actually dips into the ground a little bit. Okay, so going up to into the inn, you actually have to go up like 1 or 2 steps. But there's also a ramp. There's also an access ramp nearby. I'm always conscious of that. But you go in, and then the main floor on the inside actually drops back down a little bit, and then you're basically sitting on the floor as the seat, and then there's a table inside of it. I don't know if you've seen that before, where there's sort of like a pit area, a table in the middle, and when you get into it, you basically sit on the floor as a seat. So that's how it levels out, and your feet like stick into the pit, and then the table's level with you. That's the center area. And people are basically sitting like shoulder to shoulder. But it makes it very easy for the goblins to come in and put stuff on the table. There's more regular booths around the walls, so the goblins can put stuff there. But it gives them a very nice line of sight, so that they can stand at the wall or one of the booths, the wall, serve them, turn around, and then look down at everybody sitting in the center area in that lowered position. And then the second floor, well, you can't see the second floor, right? There's just feeling for you. Well, you can hear some stomping upstairs. And the ceiling does seem to be also leaking a little bit, and whatever's leaking seems to be a little bit sticky.
Okay.
So, the one of the goblins at the counter, actually standing on the counter, like yells at you. You can take a seat in the pit, or you can sit in one of the booths. Just find a spot. We'll get to you as soon as we can.
Do we find a booth?
Okay. All right, everybody. So, here's what I would like you to do is... Okay. I want you to describe your approach. So, how are you going to do this? Are you going to be very aggressive and just, like, shove yourself in next to somebody? Are you going to wait very politely for somebody to get up? Are you going to raise your hand? Like, how are you going to approach this?
Is it just as crowded in the place he described as the pit, or is it less crowded over there?
It's basically full everywhere. So there might be a few spots that are free, but it's that sort of situation where you're sitting at the restaurant, you're on the train. There are seats open, but they're all next to somebody, right? You have to sit with somebody. If you're gonna wait for an open spot that's just you guys by yourself in this very sort of private way, you're gonna have to wait a while, or you're gonna have to like ask people.
Is there seating to where, like, even if we're still having to sit with other people, to where we all can sit with each other?
You can do that in the pit.
Well, why don't we do that in the pit then? There seem to be... Yeah, well, let's stick together.
Okay. All right, so you're gonna sit together now. What I want to do is... Okay, what I want you to do is... Okay, so it's gonna be you 5, plus Madison Fartknocker, so that's 6 if you want to invite him in. Daintyfoot came in, looked around, and walked out the building. Doesn't seem to be that interested. And Madison Fartknocker is just wondering if he wants to sit here with you guys, or do you want him to go do something?
Well, I suspect somebody should keep an eye on Daintyfoot if Daintyfoot's not going to join us inside.
Agreed.
So Madison Fartknocker and Daintyfoot go outside for a bit of a stroll, and they're gonna keep looking. So what I want you to roll is somebody roll a d6 and somebody roll a d4.
I'll do a D6.
I'll do the
I'll do the
D4.
D4. Oh,
never
sorry.
mind.
No, you could do the D4.
Are you sure?
Oh, shit.
I'm sure.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe that's okay in this scenario.
Okay, so between
Ooh.
the 5 of you, right? Between the 5 of you,
Sides of the spectrum.
4 of you can sit together, and 1 person has to sit slightly apart. You still be able to talk and face each other, but that 1 person is going to have like 1 or 2 people between them and you.
I'll be that person.
Yeah, like imagine you're sitting at like on like a circular table, like a round table. You can have 4 people shoulder to shoulder, and then 1 more person has to either sit across from them or like 1 or 2 people or 1 or 2 seats down from them. So how are you guys gonna sit?
Yeah. I'll sit apart because Etheria grew up in a bar, so she's good with kind of sitting apart and observing.
Okay, a theory. I want you. Okay. Who's gonna sit on either end? I want to know who's gonna sit on the outside between the 4 people. So between Gradal, Janera, Dagmar, and Zvarin, who's sitting on the outer edges?
I can sit on the outer edge. Maybe like the left side of the group.
Who's the last
I
person?
feel like Dagmar would do that too.
Okay, so we're gonna do Dagmar and
Yeah.
Zvarin on the outer edges. Okay, we're taking Janera and Gradal. All right. So a theory. You need to roll a percentile die twice, and Zvarin roll it once. Okay. And I'm gonna roll for Dagmar. $23. Okay. Okay, those are your rolls for who's sitting next to you. Okay, a theory. So on one side of you, you can pick either side. A theory, is a hobgoblin, clearly a dock worker, muscular, tan, smells a little bit like sweat and fish, or fish and water, mud and marshes, like pond water. But not that bad. Okay, just seems like a regular Joe Schmo. For everybody else, 19, 20, 23, you are sitting next to, let's see, let's do a theory. On the other side of you, on the other side of you from the hobgoblin, is going to be an orc. The orc is 300 pounds, sweaty, a mouth breather, and chews with his mouth open. Let's see. On the other side is Zvarin. We're going to do a same thing. It's not going to be an orc. It's going to be a goblin. The goblin is also 300 pounds. The goblin smells like, I'm going to say like butchered pig. I don't know how to describe this smell. I just remember being in the markets in Korea. Like, these are like the old markets, like the old. I remember walking through like the meat market part of the area, and I assumed this was the smell of pigs having been butchered, and it was an awful smell. I guess what meat smells like in this.
I mean, pigs are stinky when they're. Yeah, pigs are stinky when they're alive, so I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Like that fresh meat at the Asian market, like that area.
No. You okay? No, this is the thing. Like since you're in America, living or like going to a supermarket, no supermarket here has that smell. Okay, this is the sort of thing where it's like
I don't know. I've been to some Asian markets down in Providence, dude.
if it's anything like what I've
There's
been
some
here,
interesting ones. Yeah,
not
good
even
fortune.
close, guys. Not even
Yeah,
close.
I
Like,
got a
this-
good fortune to get durian. I actually love that stuff.
So this has nothing to do with like
So,
Asian or
like-
whatever. This is just like it's bone, it's gristle. It's been sitting out without refrigeration for hours. Okay, so you have to imagine like guts and blood that's in the dirt and sitting in the sun for like 2 or 3 hours, get weird smells. So that's just how it is in like older markets. So that's what you get for that 300-pound goblin. You get to decide how that goblin is shaped, whether it's a really tall goblin or it's a really short goblin and just is round like a beach ball.
Mr.
I vote
Rotund.
for round.
I also vote for round, and now I need some art of this. No timeline on the art. I just need it someday in the distant future.
Okay,
I'm
so,
picturing. Do you guys remember that YouTube video of like the balloon animals, or not the balloon animals, but like the beach ball animals, where they're like really fat and blown up? That's what I'm picturing.
Yeah. I'll show you what I'm picturing.
Okay, let's see for
Or
Dagmar.
it's like Jabba version of the goblin.
No, this is what I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, that too.
Okay, for the one for Dagmar.
Let the
just so I heard-
chat be known that Violet Beauregard from Willy Wonka.
Okay. So because these two individuals are very big, their elbows are very much like poking you in the elbow and in the ribs. And you can feel, right? So that since they basically take up like 2 seats, you can, they're sort of rubbing up against you. They're wiping their sweat on you. You can feel your shirt getting a little bit wet from their sweat. For Dagmar, hers is going to be a hobgoblin of a more svelte, kind of average, whatever build. But he is a neckbeard, and he's talking a lot. And he's complaining a lot about he's complaining about everybody. And he keeps talking at Dagmar.
My God, I'm dying.
Okay, so
The neckbeard one, and I'm gonna hope that somebody gets this reference. The neckbeard one should just be talking about how the actor on stage at the show the other night actually broke his foot, and it wasn't really acting. That's a very niche.
Dagmar has never known peace. It's true.
okay. So you're all sitting there, okay? There's a lot of chewing and singing and like banging on the table. So you're, because of the way you're sitting, so that means you're closer to below eye level. You're at eye level or below eye level for the goblins like walking around and waiting on everybody. Because you're sitting on the floor. Except for Gradal. Gradal, is much lower. Theory's also a little bit on the low side. But in any case, the goblins, you can hear them shouting at you. Like, what would you like to eat? Then they shove into your, in front of you, wood placards. The wood placards do not have any words on them. They just have these crude drawings. So you can pick what seems to be either a leg of meat, don't know what, something, fish, a mug of something to drink. Yeah, so you can, so on the wood plaque, half of it's wood and another half of it's actually kind of like dipped in and filled in with wax. The part that's like hard and permanent wood, that's the one that has like a leg of meat or something. Some fish, and then it has like an I'm gonna put like some fruit on it, like a picture, sort of like random fruit, like bread, looks like cheese, and then like a mug or something. And then on the part that's wax, you can see that they've carved something more specific. So it looks like an orange. The other one looks like a drink in a mug, but that's like foamy. You're assuming it's beer. Another one that's not foamy. Again, a mug of drink of something, but that's not foamy. You can also have. It looks kind of like a donut, but there's no hole in it. Another thing that you can look at. And then an actual donut at the bottom. An actual donut, and then another thing that looks like a generic loaf of bread.
I want to look and see what the orc and the hobgoblin next to me are eating
Okay.
and drinking.
Oh wait, I had to come up with. I came up. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Let's see. Oh, I only came up with 3 people, right? Because I came up with an orc for you, a goblin for Zvarin, a hobgoblin for Dagmar. Okay, Aetheri, you need. Oh no, you had 2. You had 2. You had the big orc, and then yeah, the hobgoblin. Yeah. Okay. So the orc, bigger individual, he has a leg of meat. It looks a little bit thinner. Doesn't look like pork. It kind of. It looks like he can actually hold it in his hand, so you're assuming it's like sheep or goat. Kind of wave it around and like bite into it. Like very cartoon style. And then you notice also on his plate, there's 2 more of the kind of donut-looking thingies, but they're not donuts. They're orange, and they seem to be like covered in like a white. It's not powder. There's just something about it that's white, sort of like white crust around it. Looks a little bit like a powder on it, but it's not. It's like part of it. And then the hobgoblin is eating some of the shrimp tempura, and has a mug of beer, all foamy.
Okay, so I look at, I'm like, oh, and I say to the hobgoblin, like, that looks good. And then to the goblin, I order, I'm like, I'll have the same thing they're having.
Okay. So you sort of wave at the hobgoblin waiter, and then point at those 2 things, and like point at yourself, right?
Yep.
Oh wait, yeah. Are you guys speaking Goblin or are you speaking Common? Here.
Yes, spoken the most around us.
I'll speak Goblin to the Goblin. Yeah, I know Goblin.
Okay. Engineer, do you speak Goblin?
Yeah.
How about you, Zvarn? I think Zvarn, you also speak Goblin, right?
I do, yes.
Okay. So everybody's giving their orders in Goblin and being very culturally sensitive, except for Dagmar. Dagmar does nothing, and she just shouts and waves her fist.
She just
on
points
brand.
at the pictures. It's like, I want this right here.
I actually picture she's probably a little bit more rude about it. She's like, this one, look yummy, eat this. I want, eat this.
She'll definitely be getting a donut for Tony, though.
Oh, disgusting. I'm going to fight this. I will not stand for this.
Okay. So, the goblin nods at a theory. What is everybody else getting?
I'll get the fish that comes with the fruit that you had described earlier.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so 2 orders of tempura smelt with a dried persimmons. Okay. How about Gradal and Svarin?
I think I'll just. You know what? I feel in the mood for some empty calories, and I know that you mentioned donuts.
Okay.
So I'll go for donuts.
Okay.
I will go nuts for donuts.
Okay, how many? 2 dozen, 3 dozen?
I think just the dozen will do. Thank you.
Okay, very good, a dozen. All right, Svarn.
What was there's a fish dish, right?
So I'm gonna post this in the Discord. What I am thinking of, when I'm talking about I'm thinking about the fish that I'm. Yeah, because I literally ate this for lunch. So this is. I'm gonna show you basically what I had for lunch. Actually, I took pictures of it. If you guys want later?
Do it.
Do it later. I gotta grab my phone. Actually, no, it's right in front of me. But it takes me too long.
No, you're good. You're good. We'll see it incoming later.
Okay, there we go. I put it on Discord. So that's the fish dish that I'm talking about.
Sweet. Wow. Zavarin will have that.
Okay.
Oh.
And a drink, like an ale.
Okay. Okay, so you point you'll point at the mug that's drawn on the wax part that has no foam. Because the foam is clearly beer. Because you see the other guys drinking beer and it's like a pile, it's like a big thing of foam at the top. Okay. All right. So 3 orders of tempura shrimp, tempura smelt, 2 orders of dried cinnamon, an order of beer. No, I'm sorry, an order of ale. And a bunch of donuts. Okay.
Yeah, I have the beer too that the guy was having.
Okay, beer. Alright, so 1 beer, 1 ale.
Do they have any green tea?
You can ask the goblins.
Sure. I will ask in my finest goblin.
They're like, okay, green tea. Gotcha. Good. Okay, and then the goblin's waiting you runs off. Okay, so you're all talking there. So what are you talking about? What are you planning? What are you willing to discuss in public in front of these other gentlemen? The dockworker hobgoblin, the 2 larger individuals with the orc and the goblin, and then the neckbeard hobgoblin.
Well, I want to ask the guy who's been working on the docks. You know, so I talked to him, find out he's working on the docks, right? And then I'm like, are there riverboats that go north? You know, for travelers looking to go north.
Yeah, he explains that you can go north on the riverboats. However, it can be slow going because the river current is it's a big river and there's a fair amount of current. It can be kind of strong because it's a lot of it is snow melt coming off of the mountain. So a lot of streams are feeding into it, so it's kind of pushing the water along quite a bit. So a lot of it is actually a lot of it is like kind of like barges. They'll actually have like teams of donkeys or mules on the side. So they're pulling it up. They're sort of pulling it, the barge up the river as it goes. It can be kind of slow. There's plenty of traders going up if you want. Might not be able to sail.
How far does it go? Like how many days travel?
Depends on how far you
like,
want to go.
Like, does it end? Okay.
Like
way far.
Yeah, really far. Really far. It goes all the way up to the mountains.
Okay.
You can head
Is
up
it
almost,
safe?
Yeah, you can almost head up to the true north. No country.
Cool. Then I ask him, what's the deal with those broken horse statues in the arch? What's that made out of?
Broken horses? You mean the unicorns? So as soon as you mention horses, and then he mentions unicorns, Neckbeard comes in and starts arguing.
God.
Okay, I shut up.
So Neckbeard says they're clearly horses. And the normal dog worker's like, no, they're unicorns. Clearly they're unicorns because they have the black horn sticking out of their head, so they're unicorns. Neckbeard argues a lot, And most of the people here just care, they sort of argue, like they chip in a little bit, but they don't really care that much.
Wow. I figure I probably learned how to say cheers from Janira and Hobgoblin, so I just raise my beer and say cheers to him.
Okay. All right. So you don't quite have the beer yet. So the goblins come back fairly quickly. There's a clatter of plates on the table in front of you. You notice none of the plates are the same shape. None of them are the same size. None of them are the same color. Okay. I want everybody to roll. You have to hit at least a percentile die. And your percentile die is how clean the plate is.
Oh no.
1 is dirty.
No!
100 is perfectly clean.
Oh shit.
And yours is
Good
spotless. Bar and clean. Okay, Gradell's is mostly clean. There's some sub spots. But a theory, you're used to it. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna pour a little beer on my food. I'm like, oh, I just like to, just for flavor and antiseptic properties. And then I eat it.
Okay. So when they come around, actually, so what happens is the goblins. It's actually like a pair of goblins. Sorry, so it's actually 4 goblins. So there's 2 pairs, 2 and 2. One of them has like something strapped to their shoulders. It's like a big it's a medium-sized barrel, and the barrel is also on like wheels. So it's this kind of contraption for them to kind of drag it along, but to also hold it up high above their heads, and then but distribute some of the weight to the wheels underneath. Their partner goblin is has like a little controlling like the spout, and then basically they're walking along and telling people, hold up your cups. So people hold up their cups, they open up the spout, and it just pours in. And you notice there's a lot of splashing as the partner goblin is like constantly opening closing the spout to just keep pouring more and more beer. The other one doesn't have the beer, has the ale. It's actually not ale. It's a very fruity drink, still alcoholic. Like a sangria. Very fruity. But again, a lot of shouting, of squeaking, a little bit of leaking from the spout stuck into the barrel, and a lot of splashing. And so now you realize why the floor above leaking, and it's so there you are, you're munching, you're having a good time. Eventually when the neckbeard has said his piece, sort of, never at peace, the rounder goblin explains, the one next to Varn explains that that the black part of it is some sort of stone that was there from some super ancient civilization that existed before there was an apocalypse. And then when the early foundations of the city, a different group, a group of elves came in. Sorry. Hobgoblins. Some of the early hobgoblins came in. They built the horse statues around the black stone. The black stone actually forms like a big ring that sticks into the ground. And so the horse statues are actually built up to kind of cover the base. And that's why that gives them the kind of
Well, that's fascinating.
Oh yeah. Grandall. I want you to roll. Grandall, I want you to roll. You ordered a dozen donuts, right?
Yes.
I want you to roll a d12 12 times.
That should be interesting.
Oh no, make that a d20. Make it a d20 and roll it 12 times. This is the
D20.
length of the donuts in inches.
12. Oh dear. Let's see. How do I do it 12 times? I can do it 6 times. How do I do it 6 times twice?
Oh yeah, Dagmar has to roll. Sorry, I forgot to do Dagmar's Dagmar's play.
It's okay.
1. Dagmar's plate is crusty, black and brown, sticky. It seems like it actually has a little bit of the previous customer's food still on it. They just like put her food right on top of it. She shouts and bangs the table.
Oh my.
Well, okay. So remember, these are the size of the donuts in inches, either as a diameter or as a length. So you have 4 donuts that are about 1.5 feet long.
Each?
Yes. You basically roll the size for each of these donuts.
Okay. Since Dagmar's plate is so nasty, I'm going to offer to share my donuts with Dagmar, so she can have that as well as
Dagmar declares that she doesn't need your help, and that she takes what she needs that she can provide for herself, and then she grabs the 2 biggest donuts. You're not helping me; I'm helping myself.
Okay, that totally makes sense. And then I'm going to cast guidance on myself.
Okay.
And I'm going to do a sleight of hand check to try to flick Dagmar on the ear and make it look like Zvarn did it.
Okay. I remember
So I'll
that
do sleight of hand
Dagmar
and
and
then I'll
Zvarn
add,
are sitting on the outer edges of each other, right? So it's you and Janera in the middle, and then Dagmar and Zvarn on either end. I'm not sure how you're supposed to get that to happen.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't realize the positions. I thought that he would have been closer. I will wait for another opportunity arises.
You can try to get it so that she thinks Neckbeard licked her ear.
I was going to say flicked, not licked.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I'm kind of disturbed in the direction that your mind just went.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear. I'm like, okay, I don't know what you're doing.
Oh boy.
You can do either way. I don't care. It's your guys' game as much as it is mine.
After feeding my cat to that, I'm just like, what? Oh, see, even chat's like, I also heard licked, so.
Flicked her ear. Like I understand, like flicking ears is something that people do. Who is out there licking ears? That's what I want to know.
I mean, it's a whole subgenre of ASMR, so.
Oh God. I am
Of
too
course
old
it is.
for this shit.
I was about to say, man, like
I miss the world pre-internet. Sometimes I miss the world pre-internet where I didn't need to know this shit. What was going on?
Yeah. Anyways, okay. So I mean, you guys are supposed to be deciding something. You're trying to figure out what to do and where to go and what is this place.
Do there appear to be any jobs postings or like someone who looks like an innkeeper or someone who knows what's going on where we could ask?
Okay. So you're basically asking for jobs. Neckbeard starts complaining about how no jobs get pays him enough. All the bosses ever worked for are tools. complete tool. They're losers. And he complains about a female hobgoblin boss he once had. You ignore him as best as you can. I'm trying to think. The dock worker, because most of the jobs he knows of are working at the warehouse around the, because he knows a few guys and he can take you to his bosses and stuff. The large orc, actually tells you he knows people who work as part of the palace guard, a soldier like the city. So he can get you maybe an audience. He can maybe talk to a friend of a friend of a friend, help you get an audience with the tyrant. And then the goblin says he knows a couple guys who, like, he looks you up and down and he's like, you guys are adventurers, right? He like looks at your like weapons and armor and it's like, oh, you guys are adventurers. So he says he like, you know, there's a couple people who pay top dollar for you guys to go find stuff, like maybe kill a monster, maybe you go fetch like a magic artifact.
I think we all look at each other with big eyes and be like,
I mean, we're good at that.
okay. Where do we start?
Okay, so you're gonna take up the goblin on his offer.
I mean, I look at my cohort and I'm like, what do you think? I nod yes.
Sounds good to me.
Alright. So go ahead and describe to me how. So the goblin agrees. The goblin is just like, okay, we'll do this. I'll take you right away, right after we finish 11 C's, and breakfast. I think it's 11 C's right now at this point. And he'll take you to where you want to go. So do you guys? Is there anything you guys want to do? So, what songs do you sing? How many drinks do you have? How many donuts do you eat? How many stars would you give this flying bugbear in?
Well, Svarn, you gonna sing a song for us while we're here?
I don't sing.
What kind of bard are you?
School of sarcasm, I believe.
Uh,
Yeah.
I think, Jake, I think you and I talked about this before. There has to be some sort of rule set for a school of sarcasm bard. That would be extraordinarily cool.
The like stand-up comedian of bards?
More like the insult comedian of bards, you know? Don Rickles is a bard. Oh God, I just realized I'm probably the only one here old enough to remember who Don Rickles is.
no, I know Don
No,
Rickles.
he's amazing. I know who he is. I mean, yeah, I think this place is fun. I think we're driving. Nobody's trying to kill us or poison us. So, I mean, I might go talk to the bartenders, chat about cocktails. I think I like this place.
One of the things I wanted to do is, okay, I want all of us to ask. I want to ask everybody here. Do you think Dagmar ate the food off of her?
Like, what do you mean? Like,
Because remember, Dagmar's plate was dirty. Basically, they took the plate from the previous customer, didn't clean it, just put Dagmar's order on top and served it to her.
maybe we should roll. Like,
That's what I was
Was
going to
it-
say.
it's
Was
split
it
it in
fish?
half. So, like, if she gets through this number range to this number range or whatever, that's she ate it. And then if it's the opposite,
Okay, do you want to do 50-50 or something else?
yeah, we do 50-50.
50-50. fallen, and you're gonna roll a. We'll roll a d20. Odds she ate it. Evens she did not. Odds she ate it. Odds she ate.
Oh, she ate it.
And with that, I'm gonna make her roll a Constitution check. Constitution saving throw.
Whoa.
Oh, she's saved. Okay, so she doesn't get a tummy ache.
She has an iron stomach.
Yep.
She eats. She ordered a. Okay, she ordered that hunk of meat, that leg. But she threatened one of the goblins. So she tried to get it at a discount. She couldn't do it at a discount. She threatened the goblins, and the goblins were finally like, fine, and gave her an extra big piece. And so she's chewing on it, and she's angrily biting into it, practically like cracking the bone in her teeth. And she's, and she's trying to intimidate everybody in the room with how she eats.
Sounds about right.
That's it. Zvarin. Trying to remember. He does his 4 minutes and he does it that 4 minutes and 35 seconds. Does his rendition of 4 minutes and 35 seconds. That's an art. That's a fancy smancy like art student joke. The rest of you eat the things, have donuts, enjoy yourselves. Everybody roll a Constitution saving throw to make sure you don't throw up a little in your mouths from smelling the big orc and neckbeard. Difficulty 10.
Oh.
Constitution saving.
Oof.
Dang. Of course,
Okay.
Janera's like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, Janera is a hobgoblin and used to hobgoblin smells. Had all my brother.
Oh no! I ate too many donuts.
Okay. Zvarin, you do. Okay, so Aetheri and Janera. Aetheri's used to the bar smells. Janera is very used to it. You're just fine with the smells. You breathe through your mouth just fine. Zvarin, you struggle. You keep accidentally breathing through your nose. So you do throw up just a tiny bit in your mouth as you're eating and smelling a neckbeard and bad dog. Choose, Gradall. You can either have a tummy ache or you can throw up a little.
I'll have a tummy ache.
Okay. So you all the weird smells for the shouting and spitting in the crowd, it kind of gets to you eventually because you're used to the calm, gentle summer breezes of the flower pasture further east, and this is just kind of overwhelming you. You're kind of sensory overload, and you feel the starting to come up, but you bear down hard and you shove it back down in your tummy, but you end up getting a tummy ache. The goblin, who's 300 pounds and is round as a beach ball, finishes his fourths, dabs a napkin to his lips, and he's like, "Okay, let's go." You see him as he moves about. So right, you're sitting on the floor. So for him, he doesn't get up. He rolls backwards, literally rolls backwards, and then lands on his feet. Right? He rolls backwards until his feet are underneath him, and then he stands up.
Is that an Olympic sport?
I
Rolling
don't
backward
know.
out of your bar chair? He gets a 10.
So the goblins come by and they take your money. clinking. They thank you for everything for all the patronage. They quickly wipe down the tables. And then whoever's plate is the cleanest, they quickly grab it, put food on it and hand it to the next customer. And they do that as they go along. And the rest of you can follow the goblin on the way out of the inn, out of the Flying Bugbear Inn. And you can see that he has kind of, remember that you took a few steps up into the inn. He actually he doesn't take the stairs down, he takes the ramp down, and he does sort of the reverse of what you saw before. He like allows himself to go head first, roll along the ground until his feet are underneath him and he's standing on the ground outside the inn. I'm gonna have fun playing this guy. I need a name. Tom Bombadil.
Oh my god.
It's already taken, I think.
Thinking Bomber, but that's also the dwarf.
You have a suggestion in chat.
What did they say?
Hold on, I gotta check this out.
I was gonna go with Boom Shakalaka. I think that's pretty good.
You can call him Boom Boom for short.
Yeah. So that's his friends call him Boom Boom. Boom Shakalaka. I'm never gonna stop laughing at that. Okay. So the trying to remember. You guys are gonna have to take a look. So yeah, you walk along, and the goblin does sort of waddle back and forth, but walks along at a good pace. He never never really breaks into a sweat. He's never sort of like loses his breath. He's just sort of kind of funny as he walks. And you do notice from time to time, right, when he has trouble like stepping up or stepping down, that he often like rolls, like uses his sort of like shape to kind of get over and around. Let me see. So I'm gonna say that the inn that you went to is down here. And you slowly walk your way up the avenue. And as you get to here, you can see that there's the garrison. You can see the watchtowers here. And you can see that there's a lot of soldiers like walking in and out along this main avenue here. They're dressed in armor and they're carrying spears. And you can see that there's some activities they're training. As you get here, you're underneath the shadow of the tyrant's palace, and you can see that there's a great many seems to be dignitaries, soldiers, captains here as they're making their way in and out, up the steps and down the steps, to have audience at the palace. You're getting here. So down here, some of the richer neighborhoods. You see some very big, pretty, shiny houses. You notice some guilds. There's a hunter's guild, an artist guild, and you notice a temple. Temple. Let's see. It's kind of a weird. You notice that the temple has a kind of a weird icon in front of it. It's a black gloved hand. The hand is holding a coin. And the image on the coin is a two-faced head. You keep walking along and you notice that the overall neighborhood gets narrower here as part of the hill gets really close to the river. A space narrows, and you guys are slowly making your way up.
Can I do a religion check to see if I recognize the iconography you were talking about?
Ooh, for it.
Let me see. Bloop. Rolling very poorly today. 2 4s in a row. My goodness.
No. You are rolling more interesting.
Can I also do a perception check? Because
A
the
perception
black
check or
glove with
religion
the
check?
coin.
Because you can see the coin. It's the big icon of the temple. It's not hard to miss. But you do not understand the coin. Please make a roll of either history or religion or arcana in order to make an attempt to understand.
Okay, so not perception. Okay.
Ooh, nicely done.
It looks thievish to me.
Theory. Okay. Okay. Is also it's history. It's history. Okay. There you go. There you go. Theory. If you have another question, please send it to me. And I'm going to reserve the name Daryl Dorkmeyer for the big bad evil guy. Or no. Daryl Dorkmeyer will be the richest, powerful, most handsomest character in the entire game.
Okay, can I just relate what I think I know to my
Yes, you may.
adventures?
And
So I
oh yeah, so one more thing. As a bonus, if you like to, with such a good roll, you can add to the lore. If you want to decide on something, go for it.
ooh. Okay, so I've seen this before at other temples. It's not a god to hobgoblins or orcs, which is weird because we're in a hobgoblin place. But it's basically, I think this is the god of fate, law, and retribution. And there's a sister temple to the west, the West Gate.
There's a city called Westgate. That's what that is.
Okay. So I don't know why there's a hobgoblin tyrant and there's a symbol not known to be to God or hobgoblins or orcs. So this seems ancient to me.
I have a question for the DM. As a hobgoblin, would I have any insight as to whether or not this is pertinent to hobgoblin culture or no?
I guess I could give you just sort of general knowledge, something. Since you I mean, we keep joking that you're a hobgoblin, like, so you know everything, but we're not really playing by those rules exactly. Well, we'll use that just as a shorthand and just assume that slightly more generic general knowledge. Let's say Dagmar. But I'll give everybody right now the group some information that everybody should know. So, the goblins and hobgoblins generally worship a god called Maglubiet. And you've dealt with him before. Right? That's when you had that one festival, and you guys decided to burn all of those effigies. That is that's the main god, and he's the one that inspires and compels goblins to form war hordes and begin to sort of lay waste land, to start these kinds of warring campaigns to like burn everything to the ground. He does have a retinue, like a sort of council, sort of court, and there are a couple of attendants, and I'm gonna double check. I do not think this character is one of them. I think this is a guy I made up. Let me double check. I think for the most part I just made. No. This is no. I did not make this guy up. This is from Forgotten. I think you know what? I take that back. I think I kept like half and half. Half the gods are from the actual game, and half. Yeah, he is not. He is not. He is not part of the Goblin Corps. Okay, yeah. So there's a couple. There's three that I know of, at least looking at Urgor Bayag, Bar Griviek. Oh yeah. So Bar Griviek, you actually do know. That is that would have been a god in sort of like a yeah, and here in the wiki he's a god of cooperation and territory. So he's sort of he's the most sort of organized, kind of one most about like build stuff, keeping things structured. Anglubiet is the sort of the more boring one. So this the whole R god that you're looking at here right now, sort of out of.
Now, I heard someone mention Westgate, which is where I'm from. What was specifically from Westgate?
This is a theory is explaining that this is a sister temple, one in Westgate. There's another temple in Westgate, the same god.
Would now that she's mentioned this sister temple, would I recognize this from growing up in Westgate?
You probably recognize it, but with a roll of 7, just vaguely remember what it's supposed to be. This is sort of right, like this is the god that's mostly for like soldiers, bards. This is actually. Oh, looking up something right now. Yeah, so yeah, Guan Di or Guan Yu. I don't know if you know. You go to a Chinese restaurant, you sometimes see him. You also get him. he sings. He's also like worshipped by. Because it's Guan Di or Guan Yu, like a god of war. So it's like if you get hit, then he gives you the power to hit back hard. Right? So he can be kind of like the god of cops. That's what that's what Hoar, this god here in this kind of the equivalent, or an analog of. Are you guys gonna like go in and pay a visit? And toss in a coin and say a prayer.
Well, aren't we being guided somewhere for a
Keep
job?
walking past the temple. Keep going up.
Oh, I'll throw in 10 copper.
Okay, 10 copper. I'll mark that off.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, I just marked it up, yeah.
Theory, 10 copper.
Can I just make a note in my mind of where the temple is so I can go back to it if I want to later? And
Yeah, sure.
maybe if I want
We're
to
gonna put
ask
the
about
temple
the sister temple in Westgate. I need to zoom out. Right where? Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So you guys keep walking up. You keep walking up down the road. So you notice since you're on this part of the river, as you're walking further and further away from it, notice that it's drier and drier. Less and less vegetation, and you can see that the sort of the whiteness of the sands is more apparent. You see that more of the buildings kind of wider and wider because they're made more from local stone, and it's kind of really shiny. So the goblin here, Boom Shakalaka, he takes you up to a house, or not a house, but it looks kind of like a large building. Like it could be a house, it might be an office. It's just a large building, 2 stories. It could be like the size of an inn. And so he knocks on the door. He knocks on the door, and the door opens, and you see that there's a dwarf inside. The dwarf is rather pleasantly surprised to see Boom, and lets him in. Boom introduces you, calls you friends. Says you have friends, and they're looking for a little bit of money, and he explains that you're very capable. Oh, actually, he is going to be your hype man and talk you up. That way you get the job. But what do you tell him about what you can do?
I mean, we can list out all of the monsters we've killed.
Okay. So you just list out everything? You just give him the full CV and resume?
I don't see why not.
So you try to go back. So you killed the Borges. Killed the Craw Demon. You killed the Wobbly Woos. You killed that.
You tamed and rode a dinosaur.
Yeah, you did. You fight a dinosaur. You fought that mimic.
We killed the tick.
Fought the tick monster.
The giant tick.
You executed
The
Moo, the goblin captain.
Monsters.
I'm still bitter about.
No, don't bring that one up.
Yeah, I was about to get.
Oh yeah, the giant worm.
But I can't remember what I called it. I can't remember if I called it like a shadow worm or a grave worm. Yeah.
It had something to do with death.
Yeah. Because it ate dead bodies. It was a.
Yeah.
Trying to think what else.
Did we those light like wisp things
Oh, the Will of the Wisps.
from
Yeah, you did fight the Will.
yeah.
Dermal Runner
Yep.
Branch. Yeah.
We also, it may be a little disgusting, but we also fought the disembodied flying goblin heads with nose hairs.
Yeah, I call those. I think, what did I call them? I called the Wibbly Wobbly Woo. Yeah, Wibbly Wobbly Woos. But when you say, you have to go woo at the end.
And then all of the guess what were they? They were just like fairies, right? When we were at the university.
Oh, yeah, okay. We called them fairies, but they were clearly gray aliens.
Yeah.
the fairies. Mhm.
They must have arrived on a chariot of some kind. I don't know what.
Actually, kind of explaining and listing this off is actually like, what a crazy adventure. Okay. Okay. So Boom is actually quite impressed. Because you list off all the monsters. He very much willing to be your hype man. Although he does kind of like wink at you and like rub his fingers together. He's like, yeah, I'd like a little what is it, finder's fee? A little cut. Goblin will put like wet my nose a little.
Dagmar, roll for intimidation. No, I'm kidding.
For reals. She will do that.
Golly, I'll give him some sort of like, I'll give him some sort of kung fu hustle. I'll give him some sort of kung fu hustle tai chi, make him deflect all of her attacks against her. Anyways, okay, so he brings you in. The dwarf butler like lets him in, and then Boom begins to regale him with all of the stories that you told him. But he does embellish him. So the worm you fought, I think, might have been 20 feet, and now all of a sudden it's like 30 feet. You fought, let's say, like 8 Wibbly Wobbly Woos, and it turns into like 20. You fought a tick demon, or sorry, a tick monster, and then it becomes a tick monster, turns into a tick demon. And that when it sucked on Gradal's blood, and Gradal's entire body burned like flames on the inside. Excruciating pain. But he never screamed. You know, very much a hype man. So the dwarf butler's like listening very intently. He's very impressed with everything saying. And then calls forward a master of the house, and it is an elf. Okay, so this elf is the dwarf's name is going to be. Think of a good I'll make him Thomas. He'll be Thomas Pebblekicker. Okay.
You said that the owner of the house is an elf.
Yes.
We've entered the House of Elrond, guys.
Yay! Finally!
Oh, jeez, what a messed up the Rivendell this would be.
It would be. Well, I mean, I say in Elfish to the guy, greetings. We're
Okay.
here to help.
Okay, I'm trying to think. Okay, this particular elf is gaunt. Very tan. You're kind of surprised. gonna be
Oh
a
no.
no, but it's actually tan, like, you know, because I think everybody, when they think of elves, they think of like Snow White, pearly skin. No, this one is tan. He's got like liver spots. He actually looks kind of
He's a
older for an elf.
drow.
He surprisingly looks
Oh
older.
shit.
Liver spots, wrinkles. You know what? Let's make him balding on top. He's gonna be balding on top. And he has kind of like those like marks on top of a guy's head. You know, who's out in the sun a little bit too much and really should be wearing a hat.
He's a dark elf. Okay.
Okay. You can see like his fingers have like the beginning of arthritis.
He's Christopher Walken.
Okay, then. I don't know if I could do.
I don't know if is Christopher Walken bald though?
No, but I think his hair is receding. He has a big forehead.
He is dark.
Yeah.
It's
He's an elf. That's like the best Christopher Walken I can do. I'm sorry.
Because you mentioned it, therefore we are now going to get like okay, so now I'm gonna make him walk like Christopher Walken does in the Slim Boy Shady music video for.
Oh yeah, he's got to do a little dance every time we see him.
Dances through the whole thing.
Because that's what Christopher Walken does. Every movie he's in, he's got to do a dance because he was trained as a dancer.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
That's funny.
So, is it okay if I ask him what his weapon of choice is?
okay.
Oh, come on! Some of you got it. That's the music video that he's dancing in. It's the Slim Boy, the Fat Boy Slim song "Weapon of Choice."
Yeah.
Okay, so you really confused me for a second there because you said Slim Shady, but we're talking about Fat Boy Slim, or
yeah.
So here I'm like getting all confused. Okay.
So he's not Elrond.
No.
I think we figured that out.
So we're gonna have him sort of do that sort of prancy walk as he walks in, you know, kind of jazz hands, and he's like, "Oh, I used to be a fantastic dancer. I could have been a contender. Oh, but arthritis set in and my knees, they're terrible now." And you see him actually kind of do a little bit of a hop and a step as he dances down the stairs coming towards you. Then he does a little bit of a slide. So he's like, "Oh, boom." Oh wait, let me see if I can channel Christopher Walken here. Boom. I've brought some guests, friends to see me. Excellent to have visitors time of day. I know it's too late for 11 C's. Let's have some time. So he looks at Thomas Pebblekicker. Thomas Pebblekicker bows and walks off into the back kitchen to grab some tea. I don't have a name for the elf yet. We are not calling him. We are not gonna call him Christopher Walken. Gonna do. Trying to think. I think elves were.
No, we've had like mostly female elves. Have we encountered a male elf yet? I don't know.
I am gonna give him the last name Salvia. Because I know that's the Latin genus name for a particular California native plant. That I have growing in my yard right now. So Salvia is gonna.
Yeah, heck yeah.
And then. Trying to. I don't know. We'll just make up a word, Yunla. So we're gonna just type in. There we go. Okay, Yunla Salvia. Oh. And then he invites you to sit down. Please sit down on the. Actually, do it. Still shit, actually. Please. Couch here. Make yourself comfortable. My home. Home yourself. So the couches here are actually quite luxurious. They're very soft. Working embroidery work on it. So how do you introduce yourself?
Well, as the elf speaking person, I'll introduce myself as greetings in Elfish. I'm saying we understand that you need some work here, and we're a group of adventurers that have some experience, and we're looking for work. You can trust us. What do you need? What do you have to offer?
So I can trust you. Can we put that to the test? You can see that Thomas comes in with a tea. He places the tea, he has like a silver platter with little teapot on it. He places them down all in front of you. He pours the tea, and it is this lovely scent of rose tea wafting up the cups. Very light sweetness. The Yundla looks at Thomas and says, "Mr. Pebblekicker, please. Box. These adventurers say that we can trust them. Let's see what the box has to say." So for the rest of you, I don't remember if you actually understand Elvish or not. I don't think you do. So a theory said something or other. Yunla responded in Elvish, but then spoke Common to Mr. Pebblekicker, asked for a box to be brought. How are the rest of you introduced? Dagmar flexes and tries to intimidate. I'll do that right now. The rest of you, how do you
said Elvish. Do you mean like straight up Elvish, or do you mean
how you get
Sylvan?
to? This is up to you. You can present yourself in any language that you are.
Yeah, but I'm saying, were they speaking Elvish or Sylvan?
Sylvan is specifically like more like for fairies and stuff like that. Elvish is actually
Okay. They're like actual Elvish. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is.
Then I definitely don't know it.
Yeah, so it's whatever a theory spoke to Yunla.
Yeah, straight up Elvish. That's all I know. I don't know the fairy language.
There's no.
Yeah.
I do know. I know Elvish.
Okay, so then you understood. But when Yunla looks at you, he doesn't speak in Elvish. He looks at everybody and just assumes Common. But whatever language you talk to him, he responds back in the same language.
I'll introduce myself in Common.
I will see what Yunla saving throw. 19.
Ooh. Oh damn.
Yunla's like, oh my, that's very intimidating. Miss Dagmar. So my heart is racing. My blood pressure's climbing. I'm absolutely frightened.
I know what you're going for with the voice. I really do. But I am picturing that line in a Jeff Goldblum. Like recent Jeff, like that's all I can. So now I'm like picturing this like bizarre Jeff Goldblum, Christopher Walken, Bill Shatner like combo creature, and I'm not loving it.
You don't have to love it.
Like
you just have to work for it.
It's just like basically
and make money.
80s, 90s acting, all white men just jammed into one spot.
I feel like since he's not intimidated, he's totally in love with Dagmar now.
Okay, what's up? Friday night.
We have a comment from chat. Uses intimidation, inflicts charm.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so Dagmar fails to intimidate. The rest of you, how do you introduce yourself?
I just introduced myself in common.
Same.
You don't give yourselves any titles. You don't want to impress Mr. Salvia.
Okay. Maybe I will. I'll do like a hat dip, and like a gentle bow kind of style thing.
Want to give yourself some entrance thing by the Lily?
No, not yet. I gotta save some of my cards for later.
Okay. Gretel, how do you?
Hello. My name is Greta, and it is a distinct pleasure to meet you, sir. And I will take out, there's actually a flower, which is a white peony with yellow in the center, which is actually called a white sands flower. And I will take out 3, one for our the master of the house, one for the butler, and also one for Boom as well.
Oh.
Because everybody deserves one, and everybody is a friend that you haven't met yet.
Okay, so Pebble Kicker is the last one to get it, but Boom is very happy to take it. Like, puts it up to his nose, breathes in deeply and very much. You almost see the nose go up his nostril. It's a very nice. He enjoys it and appreciates it very much. Mr. Salvia does the same. Just takes a quick sniff, and actually, kind of like, there's like maybe like a little buttonhole that he like tucks it into, puts them through the, kind of pats it onto his. I don't think he has lapels. Let's assume there's some sort of lapel-ish looking thing that it with. That's absolutely lovely. Pebble Kicker comes in with a black box. He takes the flower from you, smells it, appreciates it a lot, and then kind of places it on the platter or the serving dish where the teacups were, and he makes sure to put that to the side, and he'll carry that off later. But he presents you a black box. The black box is about 7 or 8 inches wide, 4 or 5 inches tall. Then it's square-ish, so it's like 7 or 8 inches deep. No. About 10 inches deep, not quite square. Maybe a little like a shoebox, but it is black. Not quite sure what it's made out of. But you see that there's a hole the side, and it's like pitch black inside. You can't see into it. Okay, so Yenla Salvia says, "Well, okay, I can trust you. This box here will help tell me whether I can trust you or not. You just have to stick your hand in it."
What's in the box? What's in the box?
It's like some fear
looks
factor
down at
stuff.
He looks down at you, Gradal. He gets close to your ear, and it's like, "Secret." He whispers, "That's a secret." Here.
I look at Gretel and I'm like, can we get some guidance on this? Maybe?
Guidance for what precisely?
Oh, when we stick our hands in the box?
Certainly. Would I be able to do so surreptitiously?
No. Magic is very obvious. You would say something, or I don't remember. What does guidance? Guidance has some particular components to it. Components are telling you.
I am checking now.
It's like a skill check, right?
No. It's like when he does it, he either has to say something or do something with his hands, or he has
Oh,
to use
gotcha.
verbal and somatic.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
so
he
they
has
would
to
see
go.
that.
He has to like wave his hands around and go bibbity bobbity boo. Guidance.
Yeah, they would see that. Okay. Okay, stick my hand in the box.
Okay. Roll a d100.
Oh god, I've not rolled this well all night.
Okay. Everybody looks at Ethery. The beads of sweat on her brow. Her hand goes in the box. And then Yunla says, you can pull your hand from the box now. I assume Ethery, you
Okay.
pull your hand out of the box.
Yep.
And you know nothing. And then Yunla turns to each of you. Okay, do you put your hands in the box?
I guess I'll go next.
Go ahead, Janera. Roll.
Yeah.
It's
You
either
stick-
good or bad.
you can like you stick your hand in the box and you can feel like the smooth cool surface on the inside. Hand out. Nothing happens. Okay. Who's next?
I'll go.
Yunla looks at you like 2 people. Nothing happened, maybe. Third looks a charm. And then he presents to you the box. Your hand in, roll a d100. He kind of gives the box with your hand in it. Yunla gives the box a little shake and smiles at you, and then pulls it away from you so you can pull your hand out. Last one is Varin. If you're still there, Svarin.
I'm here.
Okay, roll. Do you want? Are you gonna stick your hand in it?
So, I don't know if this will work for this instance, but can I use a mage hand instead?
No, because a mage hand is invisible, and he has to visually see you stick your hand in the box.
Is it?
I mean,
A spectral
he's waiting for
floating
you to
hand.
stick your hand in the box.
Fine. D100?
Yes. As you stick your hand in the barn, start to get the hiccups.
Hiccups?
You quickly pull your hand back. Nothing happens. Dagmar has. Dagmar gets really angry. She like holds an axe in her hand and then tries to shove her fist into the box with the axe in her hand and quite can't like make it in. Just sort of like
Good.
punches it a little bit, and like Yunla Salvia is like, okay, that's enough. Okay, like, hey, thank you everybody, you passed the test. He takes the box, he drop kicks it into the corner, and is like, there you go, thank you very much. There's nothing in the box. So he looks at you. He's just like, I'm just glad. I trust you because you can trust me. So here we go. Here is the job that I have for you. Incredibly dangerous. You will face mortal dangers. You will possibly die. But see on the look of all of your faces that you are at least level 6. And I think you're capable of.
Sorry, that was good.
As long as there's no tomb raiding, we're good.
There's no tomb raiding, but there is cave raiding.
Oh, but that's the fun part.
Right.
Then he begins to explain that he's looking for a book. Looking for the Wicked Book of Ingyal Ranejan. And he says that the book locate a cave north of the city. You just have to follow the river up a few miles, and then you turn off the hills and the mountains to the west. And there you'll find a cave. And then you'll have to explore the cave a little. And find a book back of the somewhere in the depths of the cave. He explains that he would do it himself, but that he's gotten older. He's not quite as spry as he used to. Arthritis has set in, and that makes it difficult for him. He has asked other people, local soldiers, had a bit of free time to go and look. They haven't found the book. And for the most part, from what he can tell, it's because the soldiers kind of chicken out. They only go part way into the cave, and then they run into some sort of difficulty. And then they just get scared and then run back out. Just not brave enough and capable enough to explore the cave enough. And he's like 101% sure that that cave, from his research. That's why he's taking residence up in this area, because his studies and research have brought him to. And he has spent so he was pretty sure that it's in the area, and being a few years here, he is able to identify the cave that it's in. And the signs that are around the cave confirm to him that the book is there. And that the adventurers or the soldiers, the occasional adventurers that he sent there, have not been successful. You will succeed where others have failed.
May we ask what is so important about this book?
So he's like, well, my research is very secret. Very, very difficult, but I'll tell you to you anyway. He explains, right, that that wants to develop a teleportation spells. So, I torture you. There's no airships in this. No airships. There's none of that Final Fantasy stuff here. But he thinks that if he can get a hold of the book, that the book has the proper spells to develop teleportation spells, like longer distance so that he can set them up in different places. Remember, he's very much inspired by this because, again, arthritis in his knee, does not like walking. And so, with this will allow him to travel between some of the that he has set up at, and that way to basically allow him to have residence in a greater amount of area. And so this book, he thinks, has the spells to...
Gotcha.
You guys have no other questions?
Yes, as long as it's not made out of like somebody's skin, I think we might be okay, right?
Yeah, no Necronomicons.
Is there somebody defending this place?
When you mention
Yeah, my
Necronomicon,
question-
he says, "Oh, I got 2 copies of those. Those are a dime a dozen, or a copper a dozen."
Is this place defended? Are there people out there?
He says that the area is not defended. Most of the locals don't like going into the area because they think it's cursed. Why would you think that? Got a lot of lovely statues surrounding the mouth of the cave. I think it looks pretty.
Basilisk. So, where is the cave located?
Let me see. Where basically, if you have to kind of go up the river, right, you're gonna go up the river. So you basically have to
And through the woods to grandmother's house we go.
Yeah, so like if you're gonna have to get to the other side of the river, west side river. You follow this road up, and then you're gonna get off the road and you're gonna follow this part of the tributary right here, and you're gonna just keep heading along it until you get to the mountains. So he'll draw up a little map for you. And he says it's not unreasonably difficult to get there. You do have to make an effort, but there shouldn't be anything standing in the way for you. Besides the normal sort of ilk and rabble-rousers that you'll find along the road. He says it's easy to find once you get to the cave, right? Because again, the mouth of the cave explains that there's a lot of statues that are standing. So as you're sort of walking through the hills and the rocks and things like that, if you come upon a bunch of statues, you're probably there.
One more question. How much is he willing to pay us to get him this book?
He winks at you and is like, how much do you need?
What do you guys think?
Don't lowball yourselves.
Well, 1,000 gold.
1,000 gold. Just blurt it out in front of
I said that to the party,
him. Okay.
not to the guy yet. I said it to the party.
So
It's like
so that means you guys like get up from the couch and then walk away and huddle, or you just huddle at the couch in front of him?
Well,
Can what do you think? What do you guys think? Should we? I would gesture to like kind of like huddle on the side.
I can huddle with the best of them.
What do you guys
Well-
think?
Well, first of all, while we're on the side sort of chatting, can I see what... sorry, what was the name of the elf again?
I put it in the Twitch chat. I'll put it in the roll.
Yundla Salvia.
Salvia, yeah.
Right. Is Yundla Salvia talking with anybody else there as we sort of move aside or chatting at all?
If you guys move away from him, he'll start to chit chat with Thomas Pebblekicker. He'll talk about the curtains and be like, "Oh, we need to change the drapes in here. So stuffy. I'm tired of this. I want something."
Oh, I just figured, if he was saying anything, I'd use my observant feet because I can.
No, it's
see him and read
just
lips.
he's not hiding anything. He's just sort of like talking about interior decorating. And Thomas is like sort of nodding along like, "Yes, sir, yeah. You're a wonderful interior decorator. Your taste isn't bad." Okay, so you guys are huddled?
Yeah, I think because Varn walked up, so we just huddle with him. We're not trying to hide we're huddling, but
No, I can
chatting
even
quietly.
say to him like, "Oh, I just want to. I got to confer with my associates momentarily." What do we think for pricing?
I was gonna say 1,000 gold as well, honestly.
Oh, good. So I'm not crazy. That's a win.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's a long trip and a lot of work, and you can always start with a higher figure, even like 2,000 gold, and then negotiate your way down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that how these things go?
Yeah.
Do I need to bard it up a little bit in here? I have a plan.
There do we, sir.
Do we want it 2,000?
Yeah, we might as well start high and then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Because
I have a thing.
if our goal is 1,000, but if we give him start out high at 2,000, if we get him down to 1,000, at least we're still happy with what we get. Versus if we just offered him 1,000 and he wanted to negotiate that down, then
Cool.
Right.
So
for us.
I have
Negotiation, not
as
deception.
a spell.
Yeah.
I have suggestion as a spell. And it suggests a course of action.
Nice.
So we could try, and for the players, it's a wisdom saving throw. But we could try. I could try to suggest a good price to him. We don't know. He might just let us pay. Like he might just pay us that. So we could try, and if he doesn't seem keen on that, I could try to suggest him.
Well, you could do that, but there's also just good old-fashioned persuasion. And wouldn't he know
sure.
that a spell was used on him eventually?
Eventually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. Eventually.
So I would say just a regular, good old-fashioned persuasion rather than a suggestion spell would be the way to go.
Okay, dokie. We can do that.
He seems to be negotiating with us in good faith, so we might as well do the same. Speaking of which, is that the impression that I've sort of gotten from the dude, that he is he sort of like negotiating in good faith with us?
He is. Well, you can roll an insight.
Not bad. Not great considering that I have a 7+ in insight, but
I'm gonna say in Elfish, so I'm gonna turn around in Elfish and say, we can do this for 2,000 gold. We've been through a lot.
What was that, a theory?
I'm gonna say in Elfish I'm gonna say we've been through 2,000 gold, and I look at my adventures. I'm like, we've been through a lot.
Okay, so 2,000 gold. Go ahead, roll.
I thought we were going to have the bard do this.
Oh yeah,
No,
he can do it. He can do it next after I fail. After I fail. Okay.
I hope you have persuasion because I have a nice bonus to persuasion, my friend.
Oh, okay, a theory. So you need to explain to us how you are trying to persuade this person. Are you doing it with like big puppy eyes and be like, oh, we went through so much. You have to have mercy on us.
No,
Or
I'm
are
actually
you-
doing it with kind of. I'm doing it with confidence. I'm just saying we're worth 2,000. We can do this. This is what we're worth. I have complete confidence in our group.
I want you
What
to
do you
pick
say?
out, I want you to pick out one feat that you've accomplished as a party, and I want that as the sort of the like key point.
Oh God. I need some help here.
An owl bear?
No, I was saying I need some help here with
Oh.
the party. So I look at the party and then I say in common, I'm like, let's explain how we can do this. I mean, I feel like Dagmar's the one who would be like, we're gonna fucking kick ass.
But you're the one who did persuasion. So, a theory. I want you to pick something you've killed along the way.
Well, I'm not proud of the things I've killed along the way. So that's a problem. Okay. I mean, in the university, we had these. What were those fairy things? You had another name. I'm like, okay. I mean, we fought monsters. We fought bad guys. We were down. We were in the university and we took them out. These fake creatures, whatever they were. I'm pretty sure that, like, this is the group you want. They're kind of a quiet group, except for Dagmar. But I think we're worth 2,000. Give us your. I mean, if you don't think it, give us your. What are you willing to pay for us?
Okay, so you say the 2,000, and you explain that you fought some fairies at the University of Oakbridge. You went to Oakridge, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned those fairies, right?
Yep.
So, Mr. Salvia's like, Oakbridge? Like fairies? Fairies? You mean with their black, staring, unblinking eyes, all terrible, horrible things? And he's like, Oakbridge? University of Oakbridge? That's Professor Wrath. Psh, that idiot. Now, of course she needed your help. Useless. Ugh. Awful.
You know Professor Wrath? You know Professor
Unfortunately,
Wrath.
I've read her papers. I'm always the second reader. Awful. Like ridiculous. Useless writings. Especially her treatise on was it the social gestures and dancing or whatever of orcish tribes in the Northwest. Coastal Northwest, whatever. Ugh. What rubbish.
Here's a present. We'll grant you that.
So he says 2,000. I'll give you 4,000, and not a penny less, and not a copper less. 4,000.
If you insist.
Yes.
Oh,
He
yeah,
he slams his hand on the table. Of course, 4,000.
You slam a hard bargain, man. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we'll do it. What do you guys think? I look at my cohorts.
I think we can manage for that valuation.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then he proceeds to shake everybody's hands. Okay, $4,000 upon a $4,000 or 4,000 gold, 4,000 gold coins, to a lot of you, upon bringing me the book of Ingyal Ranejan. Okay.
Deal.
He shakes everybody's hand. His hand is thin, bony, a little clammy, and he gives you a very strong handshake with. Okay. You have any other questions?
Would he be willing to get us any supplies that we might need for such a long trip?
Okay, supplies. He so between actually, so I completely forgot that Boom was there, so Boom Shakalaka is there. Boom Shakalaka is probably eating cookies. So Mr. Salvia turns to Mr. Shakalaka. And he says like, yeah, he can go back down to the docks, and rustle up some people, that can maybe carry your supplies, bring you some tents. It's not a long journey. It's like maybe a day to get there. And so he can help. He can have people carry food, the tents, the bedroll, whatnot to get you up there. Exploring the cave will take some time, but he's not sure how deep it is. He doesn't know if you can. It'll take you a day, take you 2 days, take you a week, an hour. He's not sure. He doesn't. He's only explored a little bit of the top of the cave system. But again, it's a little bit rough terrain, and with his bad knees.
Great. Sounds good.
May I ask a question?
Yes, you may.
Given what he mentioned about the statues positioned around the outside of the cave, would I have enough background knowledge to know about petrification and ways to protect from petrification and turning to
Let's
stone?
see. You're a druid. Okay, if you want to know about petrification exactly, because that's a magical thing, you'd have to roll in Arcana. If you want to have sort of general knowledge of it, you can do history.
I think I'll have to go Arcana, and I have a +0 on this, so let's hope for rolling good. Rolled good.
Okay, so you're thinking that maybe it's petrification.
Petromogrification. Hmm. Hmm. Um,
Um.
hmm. Given what I do know about petrification, would it be okay if I were to sort of whisper to Zvarn and sort of share that information with him and ask him if he could persuade our patron here to pay for any possible protections from petrification that we might be able to purchase from either from some sort of magic shop or from a temple or something like that.
You're telling Zvarin to persuade for you?
Or well, I could attempt to persuade him myself, but I know that Zvarn, being a bard, would be
It's up to
fairly
you.
persuasive.
I mean, the dude seems pretty willing to help, so we might be fine just asking him. But I can help if he doesn't want to.
Well, can one of us then roll with advantage, either with me helping him or him helping me?
Okay,
If
so
we do it
you're
together?
trying to persuade him to give you some sort of protection from petrification.
Or to pay, or should we find any place that does offer some kind of protection from petrification that he would be willing to pay for that equipment or scrolls or like whatever it is to protect
Okay,
us?
so go ahead. If all of you guys are sort of working together, begging and pleading, or smiling and or intimidating, as Dagmar's case, Dagmar, I think, Dagmar threatens to smash in all the furniture.
Whenever Dagmar tries to open her mouth, because she's not here. But whenever Dagmar tries to open her mouth, I'm literally just going to put a finger up to her mouth and say, "Shh, it's okay. We got this."
Okay. I really do hope that Anna comes back to review this video so she can give her approval.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead, roll persuasion with advantage.
Me or
But
Zavar?
I can roll. I can do it.
Go for it.
Which one is it? Shift there. Yeah. Yeehaw. Did that go through?
What is the effect of silver tongue?
Nice.
Silver tongue. What was that again? I forget, honestly. It's when I make a charisma or persuasion or deception check, I can treat a d20 roll of 9 or lower as a 10.
Okay, so you have a minimum, like a minimum 10 then. Or no, you have minimum 20 then. Okay.
There you go. You're welcome. I promise I'm not broken, guys.
Okay. So the so he kind of like he takes it in, he kind of like rolls his head from side to side, he clicks his tongue and he's like, "Huh. You're right. I mean, but maybe you need protection from patient. Anything could happen. I mean, there's a cave with the wicked book of Ingyal Ranajan in it. Who knows what'll happen? Maybe you'll win. Maybe a genie will come out and give you a pile of gold. Maybe the world will explode. Yes, yeah, you guys are thinking ahead. He explains, so that's a little bit of a difficult thing because it's in this city, it's not a lot of magic stuff. Some stuff just because it's a trading city. But he's the one with the most expertise, facts, and he doesn't really have like a really on hand. So what he does is he instructs Boom, Mr. Shakalaka, he instructs Mr. Pebblekicker to give Mr. Shakalaka a few coins. Tells him to he tells him to go to a particular shop and to go pick up items. They sound like ingredients of some kind. But he says that there's no charm or amulet. He knows that that's being sold in this actually help with that. That's just a little bit too verified. No, it's not specialized. A little bit too kind of peculiar, I think, to the usual that sort of thing on hand. So he's gonna have to sort of jimmy. Mr. Shakalaka gives a bit of a salute and then rolls out the door. Rolls out the front door, and you disappear down the street. And Mr. Salvia leans over to Pebblekick and tells him to ready his research laboratory. He then explains to you some of the things that are necessary to protect you in the case of petrification. I don't know if you've ever seen or read Delicious in Dungeon.
Yes, love it so much.
So he explains to you that when you do so, that you really should as you feel the effects of petrification, that you should sort of like curl up into a bit of a fetal position, and then for you, pointing everybody at the ears, that you should take your hands and cover your ears and press them against the side of your head, and then you kind of hold your breath and like blow out your cheeks a little. And he does that, and he's explaining this because once you're petrified, you turn to stone, and that means you're brittle like stone, and so you want to reduce the amount of breakable points as possible.
Dude, such a good show.
You have any other questions?
This isn't a question for him. This is a question for the DM. We forgot about Madison and Daintyfoot. Did they end up coming with us, or did we just leave them behind?
Oh, they have their methods. They're walking around the city.
Okay.
They'll. We'll settle that next time because we're actually almost out of time. What? Give you any other question?
I think I'm good.
Yep. I too am good.
Okay. So Mr. Salvia begins to regale you about all of the stories he's had that brought him to the city of White Sand. I'm trying to think if it's half exciting, half boring. Talks about writing a lot of strongly worded letters to people. He has had his own adventures and find. And he explains like all the little artifacts he has with him, little things on the shelves on the. When you mention the elf from Oak Ridge, that the Alyssa Presses, he says he's familiar with her. So they're only passing acquaintances. Eventually, what happens is, boom, Shakalaka comes back, and has Madison Fartknocker and Daintyfoot in tow. So they happen to meet each other, because Madison Fartknocker, Daintyfoot going around and trying to get some intel from around the city, like happening, and so in the process, they were able to run into Shakalaka. And so they're now with him carrying a bag of some. We're gonna stop there, I think, because it's just about time. Is there anything you guys want to say or ask any more questions?
I think we're probably good until next time, because I do have some more questions for this Christopher Walken-like character, but that we can wait until next session.
Okay.
I'm also good on questions.
Okay, so we will not be having a session during the March, so we're gonna skip next week. So I want to get back into the schedule of every 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now is in March, but I think we're gonna be using March to do something else. So we will return to Goblin Town in April. That's the plan.
Yeah, looks like the first Saturday in April will be the 4th.
All right then, everybody. It was great to have you here. Thank you for watching. Hopefully, fingers crossed that this is actually a regular thing. Okay, guys. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we want to.
Everybody.
Let's get back to a regular thing. Definitely.
Yes. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.